I'd like to come back to really the heart of this for most people was how can I sell more stuff in North America? And the man with the secret sauce to tell us more about how you can sell more stuff in North America is with us now. Michael O'Hara, gigCMO, over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for having me, Mark. It's a pleasure to meet everyone virtually here. Let me quick share a little screen. And so, essentially, when you're making the migration away from Amazon, I mean, Amazon absolutely gets you every single way they can. I mean, they make more money on their advertising programs than they do on their e-commerce. But so how do you take away some of that pound of flesh, no pun intended, or pun intended, from Jeff Bezos? First of all, are you ready to migrate? If you're on Amazon, are you ready to migrate away from partners like Amazon in the U.S. market? And you probably are, because it's costing a lot of money, but it is convenient. They take care of the sales tax. They take care of the logistics. They take care of so many things. The problem is you don't make any money. So there's really two principal tracks. You could go retail direct. You could go digital direct. You may need to do both. We recommend at gigCMO that you don't go cold turkey. By the way, gigCMO is a group of global fractional chief marketing officer and CEO advisors. And like Tom, we're also happy to sit down with you for about an hour and go through things. And if you need anything specific after this meeting, but don't go cold turkey. You still want to have some cash flow coming in, even though you're not making any money on it. It's also okay maybe to have lesser revenue with higher margins so that you can actually pay some of your rent. But one of the things that you got to remember, are you a searchable product? That means is someone going to go to Google or to Amazon and type in, I'm searching for a mouse, I'm searching for a water bottle. If it's something that's typically what we call DR, direct response, where people don't know they need it until they see the commercial overnight when they've got insomnia, that's not searchable. That's a much more difficult marketing challenge. But if you're on Amazon, you're probably searchable in some way. Because if you want to have organic effectiveness, people have got to stumble upon you. And this is one of the things we're going to talk about. So search term related content, the kinds of things that people search on. I know this is really marketing 101, but it's something you really question yourself and think about it. And that is do you have content on your website? Are you blogging? Or do you have a social media campaign that reflects the search terms that people are vetting to try to find your product? If you want to have organic, and organic, by the way, is usually about 10 to 20 times more effective than paid digital marketing, because if people happen upon it because they're searching on it, then they're much greater than if it's just a paid ad. We can get into that much deeper at another time if anybody cares to. Plan lots of content to feed that beast. Once you start feeding the beast, you can't let it go hungry again or it'll die. So you need to keep it going. Strongly recommend a strong social media presence. Then that's a beast that you need to care and feed. I think people also forget that you need to day part your social media. It's very much like buying radio. You have people that listen to the radio in the morning. Sometimes they listen to it at the office. Sometimes they listen to it on the drive home or overnight or something like that. But you can rotate those same pieces of content over different day parts, with a social media engine like Hootsuite or something like that. You might need to consider influencer, opinion leaders, influencers that will promote the product and things like that. Generally speaking, it's expensive. You have to be very careful about doing it, but some people have had a lot of success with influencer marketing. Now, when you get into SEM, search engine marketing, and that's paid, I always recommend RTM first, where they go retarget marketing. And that is something where if someone has searched on something, those ads get served up through Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or other platforms that people will be on. I don't know if you've ever searched on something and then you check your Instagram feed and there's a whole bunch of ads for what you just searched on. It's inexpensive. It's like throwing pasta against the wall. You throw a lot of pasta in the wall for something to stick, but it can be a very effective and inexpensive way to sort of ease into paid. Retail direct, it can be difficult. Do you need boots on the ground here in the United States to call on those retailers? Can you use a value-added reseller to sell your product? I always say using a VAR to sell your product is a little bit like sending your mother out on a job interview on your behalf. I mean, she's just not representing you and your passion the way you can. But sometimes you don't have a choice. The other challenges with retail direct is, especially in certain consumer products, or if you're in the grocery business, there might be slotting allowances. There's guaranteed buybacks. You can't just go to Sam's and to Costco and sell them 100,000 items and know that they are going to sell it through. If they don't get sold, oftentimes the deals include buybacks, as I'm sure many of you are aware. But those are the key selling points. They say when you come to a fork in the road, take it. But is your direction going to be retail direct? And sometimes then you'll have they'll handle your distribution, or is it going to be digital direct, or is it a combination of both? But either way, you have a mountain of challenges. But just make sure that you start with organic, regardless if you could retail or direct digital. Thanks.
Michael, thank you. That's really valuable. Just a couple of questions cropped up just on the chat and generally. You've obviously, Amazon is mostly the default first step that people go, and obviously the advocacy here is that there could be a mixed economy. Ultimately, when is the point of, should you start from Amazon from day one, or what's your view about marketplaces? I know a lot more people are going direct, but is there a mixture here, or is it just a question of transition?
An awful lot of people start direct, and when that sours or that's not generating the efficacy that they had hoped for, they migrate over to a partner like Amazon or Etsy or certain things like that. The challenges with Amazon, they just eat up so much of your margins. But Amazon also gets your brand, people familiar with your brand. I mean, if you're not on Amazon, that's why I say don't be too quick to dump them once you found a better solution. You're almost conspicuous by your absence. And I think it's you need to be very, very careful about dumping that drug. It's something you need to continue feeding. But most people that have B2B and consumer-based products will be on Amazon at one point or another.
So ultimately, it's about keeping the dependency but reducing it over time.
Exactly. It's like going to a rehab.
Well, there's a song about that, but I'm probably not the right person to sing it. So on that note.